Crimson Desert, a game that has been announced since 2019, has hit its mark this year of 2026, and having hit over 5 million copies and a huge player base despite being a single player game, it has hit big success for Pearl Abyss, the same people behind Black Desert Online. But despite its success, this game is not made for everyone. Now I'm gonna save you guys a horse beating and come a bit clean. I never actually played a whole bunch of Crimson Desert. I only played through the beginning of the game. This is how far I came into playing the game. From here to there. Now you might be wondering, why did I stop? The game is fun. You can do wrestling moves like the RKO, the bulldozer, the power bomb, and Suplex City, bitch! Well, to put it in simple terms, Crimson Desert is tedious.
So you have chosen death.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out!
I'm not here to say that Crimson Desert is an average or a terrible game. Well, technically I can't have a say in it because I haven't completed it. But when I got through the beginning of the game, it left a bitter taste in my tongue, which put a hold on me from playing the game. Originally, I was going to make a first impression, but the game's been out for like 2 months and it's probably too late for it. So instead, I'm going to make a rant as to why I believe Crimson Desert is a tedious game. So, to start this off, we will go over the good of Crimson Desert. One of the game's biggest highlights for me, so far at least, is the visuals. Crimson Desert uses ray tracing, where while it's not as heavy as with other games like Cyberpunk, Black Myth Wukong, Stalker 2, and so on, it uses global illumination to make the game look so breathtaking, as well as making lighting look more realistic, from the lighting of the fire to the interior places during daytime. And can we talk about the loading screen real quick? My god, it is otherworldly. It reminds me of when you boot up the PS2 and you hear those futuristic sounds before you play the game. If that's not the best loading screen of all time, I don't know what is. Not only is the game breathtaking, but the color palette is amazing. It is beautifully vibrant, and I love that in video games. Other than the visuals, Crimson Desert is very immersive. Like, the level of immersion is insane. You can cut down trees, burn grass, destroy the buildings and other environments. Like, it's like a fever dream that we gamers wish that every game had. Like, imagine if Elden Ring had this level of immersion. Not that it never was immersive, but just imagine it. Combat is pretty good as well. I really like that you can hit multiple enemies at once with just normal swings, and that the game also has dodge rolls with iframes, which is nice. And as you progress through the game, you obtain items as well as unlock abilities such as the grappling and the cloak, the latter that allows you to glide in the air, and the former that has you solving puzzles. And that's it. Unfortunately, that's all the highlights I have for Crimson Desert, so now we're going to delve into the not so good of the game. Earlier I said that the beginning of Crimson Desert left a bitter taste in my tongue, and looking back at the trailers and the preview story before release, I was hoping that I would begin my revenge story, go out on an adventure, and explore the entire world. Instead, I got this.
Let's have at it, eh?
How are you doing, old man?
Nobody cares what I go through.
Well, that's nothing anyone should grow accustomed to. Here, I hope this can be of help.
How kind of you. A benevolent hand has finally reached me. Please, take this.
Who are you? Please, you have to help me, quickly!
Calm yourself. I'm a friend. I'm here to help.
You are?
Can you walk?
He was right about you. Here. You'll need this. Care for those around you, as you have done for me.
We're running late, but he just won't come down. We've got to get back before anyone notices.
Stranger?
Can't do a single bloody thing right. Can't even handle cleaning a bloody chimney. Some husband you turned out to be. Can you believe him? We got fittings all afternoon.
Is he all right?
Oh, this is all just a show. He always acts up when we're busy, don't you?
Oh, come on. I do not.
More cleaning, less complaining.
Excuse me? I could have just bloody died.
Same old performance, Harlan. I was hoping that fall would knock some sense into you.
Why would I pretend to fall off the roof? That really hurt.
I'm sure it did. Just like when you slammed your hand into the door last week, eh?
Oh, come on now.
Enough. I'll do it for you.
Oh, well,
Much
we wouldn't want to
obliged.
burden you.
Lauren, let the man work.
Shut it. Now that's a real man.
Those 5 things I've shown you are not side quests. They are main quests, which means that they are part of the fucking story. And I wish I was pulling a dick right now, but this is literally how Pearl Abyss designed these quests at the beginning of the game. Crimson Desert has you going around doing activities, and by that I mean chores, where you do arm wrestling, spare the homeless, rescue an old lady, bring the cat down from the rooftops, and clean the chimney of a beta husband and a toxic wife. And the worst part is, none of these things are explained to you. You just go about your day after the people just disappear, not before giving you an item that is supposed to be important and lead you to your path, despite not having any sense of direction or importance. And again, these are part of the story, or at least they're supposed to be part of the story, and I'll get to the story real soon. But what the fuck was Pearl Abyss smoking when they were designing quests? Like, what made them think in their minds that we would want to go arm wrestling, help the homeless, rescue nobles, bring cats down the rooftops, and clean chimneys when we should be going out adventuring and becoming as powerful as humanly possible? See, this is what happens when you have an MMO studio work on a single player game when they've only made one MMORPG game that has been out for 12 years. No, really, Black Desert has been out since 2014 of December. Anyways, going back on topic, we're now talking about the story. The story starts off with Cliff, our main protagonist, admiring the view of nature and making his way to the Greymane camp, where the Greymane clans are worried that they may reach their demise by the invasion of the Black Bears. Nothing, and I mean nothing, ever gets explained as to how it all happened, besides the lines of, "Giles, he was a good man, and those fucking Black Bears killed him. I'll take down every Black Bear I see and rip out their dicks."
Nigga, you gay.
First of all, why are you guys standing out in the open? Y'all are low in numbers, about to go extinct, yet y'all are leaving an opening for the Black Bears. Like, you should be in hiding, or better yet, planning a guerrilla strategy to take them out stealthily. And second of all, who the fuck is Giles, or Jails, or however you pronounce his name? Apparently he was Cliff's big bro, and was considered the best of the Greymanes, but you never get to witness his death, or see what he looked like in person, so honestly, who gives a fuck? And just when things begin to calm down a bit, and dinner gets served, some depressed asshole starts cussing out, and shits the food all over the ground. Thanks a lot, you maidenless douchebag. But not a moment too soon, the Black Bears have arrived, invading the Greymanes and putting them to extinction for good.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
An epic battle commences between the Greymanes and the Black Bears. This is, in my opinion, the best part of the opening. Pearl Abyss should have started with that instead of some lazy ass cookie cutter walking simulator. But I digress. Anyways, the situation is looking grim for the Greymanes. The cook is kicked off to the river, Cliff's possible girlfriend gets, I don't know, killed off, kidnapped, raped, who fucking knows? She disappears without a trace. And the orc struggles to fend off against the black bears. He fights like a bitch, and when a tree falls between him and Cliff, he runs away like a little bitch. With Cliff being the last man standing, the leader of the black bears named Muirden makes his appearance, overwhelming Cliff and killing off the last remaining Greymane.
What's that? Got something to say? Go on then. Out with it. I'm all ears. Well, you had your chance. Let this be a lesson to all you wolf whelps. Dead already?
Well, yeah, you just stabbed him twice and slit his throat. Like, how do you not know the function of a living organism? Anyways, before I move on, I want to mention one thing, that when you enter the tutorial boss, if you manage to bring Muirden's health to 0, you earn nothing. No weapon, no armor, no skill point, no special item, no nothing. Not even a unique cutscene. So when you reach the tutorial boss, just accept your death and move on, because it's just not worth fighting for. Following Cliff's death, or supposed death, Cliff is transported to the Abyss, where he is to undergo some obstacle courses and solve some puzzles. I'm telling you this because, once again, the game doesn't explain jack shite. No ghost, no spirit, no telepathic dialogue whatsoever to guide Cliff on his journey. And what's worse is, Cliff proceeds almost as if he understands what's going on and what to do, which kinda makes him a Mary Sue, or I guess Marty Sue because he's a man. After completing the trials, Cliff is resurrected and sent back to the real world, where he gets the attention of Sebastian, who I'm just gonna skip forward cause he adds nothing to the fucking story. Cliff makes his way to Hanand, where he performs the 5 main quests that I talked about earlier, and re-enters the Abyss, where he speaks with the old man, who was the homeless man the entire time, well, the homeless man in disguise.
There are beings who have brought chaos to your world, the consequences of which extend to even you and your comrades. You will cross paths with those who escaped Fate's grasp, but the balance of this world and the Abyss has begun to falter.
What the fuck does that even mean?
So some of my Greymane friends may have survived the Black Bear ambush, but apparently there is someone or something that seeks to break the balance of the real world and the Abyss, and apparently again, the Black Bears are tied to said balance. Okay, this is why I stop here because I'm already getting drained from talking about the story. The story is bland, tasteless, uninteresting, passionless. And not that I was expecting it to be good, compelling, well written, or be touchy with your feelings. But the very least that Pearl Abyss could have done was entertain me with the story a little bit. And that's exactly what they failed at. They failed to entertain me, and because of that, I could give less 2 fucks about what would happen next within the story. Just like the main character, Cliff. I don't care for Cliff, I don't like his character. He's supposed to be a stoic soldier with a calm demeanor, and I didn't get any of that. He's nothing but John Desert with no personality, and that's what they should have named him, John Desert, cause he's generic with no personality. I also don't like his accent. He has this Scottish Nordic voice, which I'm not a huge fan of. They could have hired someone to sound like Hugh Jackman or Solid Snake. That way I would have liked him more. Our next main cast, the orc named Unka. Oh my god. He looks so fucking awful. I hate the way... No. I loathe the design. I absolutely fucking loathe the way the orcs are designed in this godforsaken game. This has to be the worst fucking orc design I have seen in fantasy history. Why? Just why did they design the orcs to look like this? Why did they make Unka look so handsome and fabulous? Why the fuck does he look like the fucking Weeknd with full-on looks maxing. It's no wonder why he fights like a bitch. Where's your rage? Where's your bloodlust? Where's your intimidation? Where's your nose ring? Like, this orc has no game. Like, at all. A real orc would take on 10 or 15 human warriors and still be wanting more in battle. And the goblins are, oh, good lord! Okay, I think I've made my point already. The story is boring, the characters are bland, and the orcs and goblins are horrendous. So, moving on to graphics, they're not the greatest. I mean, they're not awful, but like, I've seen older games with better graphics. But that's not why I'm here. This is why I'm here. It just keeps getting worse and worser. There are graphical artifacts everywhere, no matter where you go or how much you tweak your graphics or resolution. There's so much that is so ridiculous. I've never played a game with so much artifacting, not since my Chrono Odyssey playtest. There's also pop-in when you explore the game, which isn't as huge of an issue, but it's still an issue regardless. Granted, the game's optimization is alright. It's not great, I ain't gonna kiss the company's ass and give it a high praise, but the optimization is serviceable. Crimson Desert runs better than most UE5 game slops, and of course, Monster Hunter Wilds. I can play this game at 4K through quality mode with FSR 4, and while using the cinematic preset, I can run this game at 60 plus FPS for most of the time. But regardless of all that, it's just not good enough. It doesn't warrant the graphical issues that are still plaguing the game whatsoever, yet y'all are sucking Pearl Abyss's dick as if this is an evolutionary graphical step up for gaming. Evolutionary my ass, wake the fuck up and vote with your wallet, or scratch that, vote with your fucking eyes instead, how about that? Look, I am all for optimization and high performance all day. In fact, I will take a high performing game over a game with high fidelity. But at the end of the day, a game needs to look good as well as run good. Lastly, the gameplay. Now I've already touched on the combat, so I'll leave that out. But while the combat does its job pretty good, everything else about the gameplay fucking sucks! And I can already hear y'all say something like, "Oh, they've been fixing the game, stop hating, bro." I want to make something crystal clear to y'all. This isn't about issues that are fixable and can be adjusted. I'm talking fundamental mechanics, designs that were chosen and committed by Pearl Abyss themselves. For instance, the interaction mechanic, which is absolutely shat. It's not shit, it's not shite, it is shat. S-H-A-T, shat. Any fucking time you want to open up chats, open doors, talk to people, or pick shit up, assuming it doesn't move around, you either gotta hold the square fucking button or pull out your lantern and then press the fucking button, which not only slows down your movement, but you have to be precise to where you're aiming. Because if your aiming is off, or if the critter moves away from you before you catch it, you'll end up doing the precision jumping, which is goddamn frustrating. And get this, in order to start a quest or enter a cutscene, you have to walk towards the quest giver, lock onto them, and press the interaction button. But for some reason, when you walk to them, there's like an invisible barrier that keeps you from leaning any closer. I mean, it's just a nitpick in comparison, so I won't complain too much about it. But like, why can't I just press a button to begin a quest? What is this, Red Dead Redemption 2 or something? Well, apparently so, because the interaction button is also the jump button. And while I'm bringing up the jumping, I might as well go over the movement controls as well. The movement is realistic, and I see it in a negative sense. Now, this may be more of a personal preference rather than an actual complaint, but I'm not particularly a fan of games with realistic movement, or games that restrict your fluidity when you're moving around, or when you're trying to move around. However, when it comes to jumping, the button should always be A/X. Now, I might accept it to be Y or triangle if there's no button mapping, but other than that, it should always be A/X. But unfortunately, in the case of Crimson Desert, if I do change it to A, that means I have to hold that button in order to interact with things. So, in all honesty, I'd rather just stick to the native mapping. Can somebody explain to me why touching a waterfall sends you flying? And not only does it send your ass flying, but it damages you too, and that doesn't include landing on a high ground. I'm sorry, am I not allowed to wash myself in this game? Either Crimson Desert rejects body washing, or maybe Cliff is weakest to water. Don't you hate it when you're in the middle of a battle and suddenly a tutorial pops right in your face, pauses the game and stops the music? Yeah, I hate that too. And the worst part is, you cannot turn tutorials off. Yes, I checked. Now this is a perfect opportunity for me to shit on the UI. When I went to the settings to see if I could turn tutorials off, I accidentally pressed R1 that took me to a different menu. Now imagine that happening to you while you're making changes to your settings, only for you to accidentally press the button, taking you to a menu that you never meant to go to, and reverting any changes you've made, assuming you didn't hit apply beforehand. Now I think we can all agree that both the UI and the interaction suck. Now whichever you think is worse is beyond me, but the two are trash in their own rights. So that about wraps up my rant on Crimson Desert. Now you guys know my reasoning for not liking the game as much as I wanted to. And this goes without saying, and I probably should have said this at the start of the video, but if you love Crimson Desert and you think that it's a 10 out of 10 and that it holds Game of the Year material, all power to you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But don't even think for a second that a perfect game doesn't have flaws. Now despite my critique on Crimson Desert, this game had big potential. Crimson Desert could have easily surpassed Resident Evil Requiem if the beginning was a lot more interesting, having more adventurous activities and less mundane aspects. I think Perlibis should have hired a separate team member or team developer to work on said aspects like the questing, because the quests were uninspiring. Or do it like how Elden Ring did it, where in that game there are some quests that may not be as impactful, but guaranteed every quest gives you this sense of drive that makes you want to complete those quests. There's a chance I may come back to playing Crimson Desert, but I'm not sure if I'll make a review on it or not, but who knows, only time will tell. So with all that said, if you enjoyed my Crimson Desert hot take and would like to see more videos in the future, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and hit the notification bell to stay in tune of my content. Until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Stay frosty! And moral of the story, don't marry the wrong bitch, or don't get married at all.